Good morning, you guys. It is February the 4th, the day after Super Bowl. My name is Abigail Klutz. I'm from Kansas City. And how many of you today are feeling a little bit of a sugar hangover? Maybe raise your hand or let's drop it in the chat box. I'm going to turn my chat box on. All right, who's having a little bit of a sugar hangover, junk food hangover? Please, come on. Don't make me feel, yes. Okay, thank you. So I'm a little bit alone there. All right, so I texted Katie Rollins is leading our Monday morning call today, and I need this. I don't know if you need this. How many of you have already had a rough start to your Monday morning? Yeah, okay. Say yes in the chat box. All right, for those of you who haven't, congratulations. Like, let's get it. Like, share your energy. But I'm going to open up by being very real and very raw here and let you know why this call is so important for me today, okay? I don't understand how we can't come here and engage. This is what helps my business right here, is getting on these calls. So here's how my morning started. Daughter came home, got dropped off by daddy. I'm a newly single mom, and I got to hear about her night with the new girlfriend. Emotionally, hard place to start this morning, okay? And then I got a call from my CPA, and my tax return from 2017, which is a huge amount of money that I am waiting on, is lost, and I'm going to have to find it with the IRS somehow, and I've been on the phone all morning with them. And then I got a huge packet telling me what I needed to gather together for taxes. And I've never done my own taxes before. So how many of you have done your own taxes before? Yeah, I'm entering into this new place and it's very overwhelming. I had my dad texting me how I needed to go ahead and get on that right now with about a 3-page text of all these forms I needed to gather that I've never even looked at. I was getting ready to get into my DMO, and my sister stops by with her 4-year-old who starts playing all over the house and going nuts. And she needed me to sign a bunch of forms I didn't understand for refinancing my house. And then I found out that this week kids don't have school again Thursday and Friday. I don't know when they do have school. They have school today, but there has been too much non-school going on for this woman right here. So when I reached out to Katie this morning and I said, hey, what's your topic on? And she started telling me, she left me a 4-minute spill on it. And I was like, perfect, Katie. Awesome. Like, let's go. So she said it's going to be 25 minutes and I am going to be quiet real fast because I would like it to be 30 today because I need this. And here's what I want you to know about this business. We can be psyched up. We can be ready for this 90-day run, but life is going to hit. And finally, what I did was I pushed all the papers aside. I usually don't drink my ketones till later in the day. I was like, I have got to get myself right, and I got to get myself right now because I am the only one who can do it. And I went and got my ketones. I went and got in the shower. I put my face on. I didn't need to do that, but I am resetting this morning right now because it is February 4th, and I want this to be a big month and I want to give it my best. And it's our personal responsibility to approach our business with intention and focus. And sometimes you're going to get derailed. And those who can swing back into it and do what it takes to reset, rinse, get back in it, that's when you're going to have success because it is not going to be easy. So without any further ado, one more little announcement I want to make. How many of you looked at Pruvit's storyline last night? Did you see that keto up? Are we excited about that? Awesome. I'm really excited about it. I can feel it coming. I can feel the bump in business. So we're gonna, keto up. And with that, where are you, Katie? I'm looking for you, girl. There you are. Okay. And Katie, give it to us, doll. Just give it to us.
Hello. I love you. I love everyone. Hey, and for the record, I have literally had the song "I'm All the Way Up" in my head since last night, like on repeat. Like I felt that in my chest when I was watching that last night. So freaking amped for that. And so real quick, before we dive into this, I do want to see, raise of hands, how many people are going to be rebooting with us on February 10th? Who's rebooting? Okay. Without typing excuses as to why you're not rebooting. That's not what I'm asking. Okay. So the reason I'm asking this is, what are we here to do with our Rhino Run calls? Our outcome is to help everyone collectively grow our business with activity and with intent. So you better believe that February 10th Rhino or February 10th reboot experience, we're all going to be experiencing together. And you know, those of us are contributing within these calls to help teach you guys to optimize your business. We're going to integrate that reboot experience as well as something that we're going to help guide on how to share that experience, as well as make sure that you're keeping it on your map through this month for sharing it for when it comes back. Okay, so the reason that I'm asking is, get the reboot scheduled into your life, understand why we're going to be doing it together, and know that there's going to be clear actual directive on how to take that experience and then share it in the attracting, share it with connecting, sharing with getting people to experience that. So that's coming. So, all right. I feel like good. It's funny. I was in the kitchen 2 minutes before I went to fill up my water bottle, and I told Chuck was standing there, and I was like, it's so weird. I still get so nervous before all these calls. And as I was putting water in my cup, I was like, man, that language was garbage. And Chuck's he's in the laundry room, and he says out loud, he goes, babe, isn't it just probably anticipation? Like, you're not nervous. And in my head, as I was pouring the water saying that language was garbage, you're not nervous, you're excited. He's saying, babe, that's probably anticipation. And I was like, yep, like that's all that this is. And it's simple awareness of what I'm thinking, awareness of what I'm feeling, deciding what that is that I'm actually experiencing, and then stepping into that. I'm not nervous. You guys are my friends and family. I'm excited. I'm very prepared. I know what I'm going to share about. I've been planning it since 5 o'clock this morning because I wrote on my goals this morning when I was setting my intention for the day. Let me pull it out. I got a great book from Miss Amanda Roger, and I was writing out. I have 3 top priorities for today. My second one is to bring extensive value to the Rhino Run call. So with that, you're getting it. Abby, do you mind muting everyone really quick and then just unmute me real quick? Because that click will throw my screen. Cool, thank you. Okay, so my outcome for today's call, I have 2 outcomes. I am going to be teaching you how important intention is for everything within your business, the utmost importance. And then I'm also going to show you how applying the exercises that I'm going to teach you on this call today will grow your business exponentially. So by a show of hands, does anyone feel as this is something that you can get value from today? I'm just curious. Cool, love it. Excellent. So what I would love to do is kind of share a story. It's actually a personal story. 3 hands up. That's very impressive, Mick. It's a personal story, and it's something that I've shared before, but I don't tend to get, I think, very like localized in something that I think was the most specific and the most impactful part of this story. So what I want to do is share that today crystal clear. So I'm curious, how many people on this call have read the book, heard of the book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod? Okay, how many people have read it? Drop in the comments if you have. Okay, now I don't want to take away, I've seen the capital letters are the people who know what's up. I don't want to take away from us reading the 10X rule because it's incredible for sure. 10X your business all day long. Read that book, listen to it. However, put the book, The Miracle Morning, on your list of things that you're going to circle back around to and get to next, even if you've listened to it or read it in the past. So in early 2017, I had, let me see, 2016, my mom died. 6 weeks later, my best friend died. And then I got thrown into an awful, awful job position at work. My alcoholism spiked. I rolled into the beginning of 2017, the absolute most broken version of myself in existence. And very early on in that year, someone either told me directly or I heard it on a call like this potentially. I don't even know. Someone told me about the book Miracle Morning. And I was like, okay. And I downloaded the book. So within the Miracle Morning, the reason that I really like this book is because it's not concept, it's all strategy. You get some really important stories about why the things that you're going to learn within the book are going to impact your life and how so. And I bought that book to read it and listen to it so I can fix my life, okay? However, I didn't know what that was going to look like. And the reason that the Miracle Morning was great was because it gave me strategy to do it. So in the Miracle Morning, you can read the book yourself without getting all into it. It goes through something called SAVERS, which stand for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. That's not what I need you guys to pay attention to necessarily right now, but I want to let you know that what I started to do was I started to apply all of these exercises every single morning. I set my alarm really early. I woke up. I was hungover majority of these days, but I still got my ass up and I sat down on the couch and I listened to the book and then I got to work and I did my savers. And as I went through all of the activities, there was something about visualization that was annoying me. I wasn't getting it. Okay. I was like I was just looking at pictures. Like who's made a dream board before or a vision board? Okay. Awesome. So some people do this on the big cardboard boards, make them, do the magazine cutouts, and that's great. Some people make lists of things. I created mine on Pinterest because I couldn't figure out how to make a vision board look cute. I thought that mine looked like a ransom letter and I threw it in the garbage. When I was cutting things out and taping them, and a list wasn't doing it for me. However, on Pinterest, what I was able to do was really kind of pinpoint exactly what I wanted. So I created a secret board on Pinterest of all the things I wanted. What I was doing was for my 10 minutes for visualizing, I would stare at this thing and I was just staring at it. I was like, it's not I'm not getting it. I don't feel good. So then I decided that as I was looking at these one morning, as I felt as though I had wasted another 10 minutes, I literally said, I'm restarting my 10 minutes on visualizing and I'm going to feel this. I'm done looking at this, I'm going to feel this. So instead of looking at this iPad, I put myself within, I literally closed my eyes and I put myself within the environment of what I was looking at as if I was sitting in it and I was looking outward. And I was feeling it, I was hearing it. I was smelling the place I was in. What did I see? What voices were around me? What did it feel like in my hands? What did it feel like sitting on whatever I was sitting on? And I started to actually activate enjoyment. And I started to not just see what I was looking at, but feeling it, living it. What I started to do without really knowing it was I was turning whatever this goal was into part of my DNA. And on that vision board, guys, I had sobriety. I had working from home. I had a new car because my car was falling apart, literally. I think at one point, for certain, when I was doing it for a period of 2 weeks, my car was in the shop and I couldn't even afford to get it out. So it was just in the shop. But I was picturing myself going in with a credit card and paying for it and it clearing. I was putting myself in all these situations. And what I realized without necessarily realizing it is, if you know anything about neuroscience, and you don't need to know anything truthfully to be able to get this message, what I was doing was I was pretty much collapsing the life of what I wanted into the life of what I had by feeding my subconscious and telling my subconscious what was already happening with mine to achieve. So as I was doing this for my life, what I didn't realize was 6 weeks into this, when literally Pruvit fell into my lap, everything that I had spent those weeks and months visualizing, I'm not joking you, until March of 2018, I got back into that vision board and I looked. Every single thing that I put on that vision board happened. Nothing got left off, okay? And down to the kitchen I have right now, one of the pictures of the kitchen that I had, because my kitchen was so small, my kitchen looks exactly like the kitchen that I pinned, because that kitchen used to literally give me anxiety. And so that's the power of this. And that's why I want you to understand what I'm going to go into here, how important it is. And the cool thing about this is there's, some people will joke about it. Some, like we call it woo woo, or like, like witchy or something like that. There's nothing, I mean, truthfully, you can call it whatever you want. It's actual science. It's how our brains are wired to operate. So if you think about it, the subconscious doesn't know what it doesn't know. It only knows what you tell it. So you can decide what you're going to tell it, and things will start to fall into place. And that was essentially what I was doing in visualizing. So everything in the Miracle Morning is incredible, but I will tell you that you can start to really look forward to what you're experiencing. Even if you don't necessarily have it yet, it's yours. It's just not yours yet. Okay. You just have not collected it yet. So who's been to Keto Academy more and has heard Joseph McClendon III? Okay. Everything he's saying up there, like how incredible is that experience, by the way? Like everything he talks about up on that stage is neuroscience. Okay. Everything he's doing when he's helping, when we're creating I am statements, he's talking about put them on your mirror and speak them into reality. Like the reason for that is not just because hopefully maybe one day it will happen. You're programming your brain. Okay. So how this turns into being of importance into your business, think about sitting down to your business and what that's going to think about. How Abigail right now, if she shifts sitting down to do her taxes, what her experience is going to feel like, what it's going to look like. If she's super intentional, what's with my vocabulary today? If she's super intentional about telling herself how this experience is going to feel when she sits down. If she tells herself this is going to, oh my God, I feel heavy. It's sitting on me. Oh my God, I got to find all those papers. If she feels that already, it's going to happen. So if Abigail, if you're able to sit down, take a couple minutes, envision the experience feeling differently, you will show up to that different. And it's a fact. So how that looks in your business, the same exact thing. Let's talk about Kelsey. Let's talk about magical Kelsey last week, guys. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What was the resounding thing that you were able to identify from what she was saying, or how it made you feel? I'm curious. Please let me know in the chat. And if someone says what I'm going for, I'll definitely, yeah. Okay, we've got language and belief, attitude, intention. Her experience going into her trial packs dictates how those trial packs end up turning around, which is a like 95% conversion rate into customers, something crazy. Okay, her belief, not just in the trial pack, but her intent in what it's going to provide for people as she's packing it, as she's feeling it, as she's sitting down, as she's, oh my God, my favorite thing, as she's writing out. I have an overflowing amount of incredible testimonials flooding my inbox every single day. I don't know the last time you followed her Instagram story. It's incredible testimonials that flood her inbox all day long. And I can tell you, this isn't chicken and the egg. I know what came first. It was Kelsey's knowing that this is what was going to be her outcome when she sat down to those trial packs. So where it can sound like magic, granted, she is a little magician. We joke around about that. But all she's doing is just activating her subconscious. She's activating what she knows to be true, and everything starts to lay out as such, because ultimately it's already done. Okay, where is it? It's already done. You just may not have it yet. My son, his school, they teach growth mindset and fixed mindset. And a big thing that we're always working on, because we work on it at home, the power of yet. I pulled this out because the power of yet, the word yet, is instilling language into anything that you may be saying that hasn't happened, or I want it so bad, or like, I don't know if I can hit 6, or I don't know, whatever it may be. If you are able to put the word yet into that language, either in what you're saying to yourself or what you're speaking out loud, the power of that, it shifts everything. It shifts how your brain is going to receive that experience. It shifts how you're going to show up talking about it to other people. And then I wanted to also let you know, just because, again, I couldn't teach neuroscience for the life of me. I love listening to it. I love reading it. I could never, ever, ever teach it. but there's incredible things out there. There's books. I stole this one from HQ, aka I borrowed it, and it was 6 weeks ago, and I've already been writing in it, so sorry, but I will buy them another one. But the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, is a great one by Joseph Murphy. I would read Miracle Morning first, but let me read you 2 different things in here just so you understand some of really the actual science to this. So 2 different things I love. Your subconscious mind does not argue with you. It accepts what your conscious mind decrees. If you say, I can't afford it, your subconscious works to make that true. Select a better thought. I'll buy it. I accept it in my mind is something that you can think. It doesn't mean that you roll out there with a credit card at the moment. However, experience buying something if you feel as though you don't have money. And then the other thing I really liked, your conscious mind is the watchman at the gate. Its chief function is to protect your subconscious mind from false impressions. So now listen to this. Choose to believe that something good can happen and is happening now. Your greatest power is your capacity to choose. Choose happiness and choose abundance, okay? Your greatest power is your capacity to choose. No one can take that from you. When you hear incredible stories of people that come from sleeping on the streets, homeless in the cold streets of Chicago, to being successful with more abundance than ever, that's not luck. Luck is not a thing. Everything is intentional. So it's a great book. What I want to do is give you something that you can kind of use to create your own experience for your goal right now. Okay, so here's going to be, we're not going to do a business goal right now, but what I want to do, anyone who's not driving, wherever you are, close your eyes. I can see all of you. Close your eyes. Okay, picture somewhere that you want to be on vacation right now. It could be hot, it could be cold, I don't know it. Okay, picture yourself, you can see it. Now, I want you to be sitting in it as if you're closing your eyes, you're looking outward at whatever it is, okay? Now, you've got your vision. What do you hear? Like, what's the environment wherever you're sitting? What will you hear? What does your skin feel? Like, is it warm? Is it cold? Is it windy? Are you going down a mountain on a snowboard? Like, what are you experiencing? What can you touch? Like, what can you physically put your hand down on? Is there snow? Is it a cold drink because you're on a beach? Like, okay, so that, you can open up your eyes. That experience can be applied to your business. That's what Kelsey does when she's packing her 10 days. She's packing them. She's picturing people ripping them open, jumping up and down. It gives her joy. She feels it in her chest. Okay, whatever, those of you that may have really, like, if that was your first time doing visualization, it's cool, don't worry about it. It gets easier and easier. Some of y'all are still there, and I love it. Stay there, just, you can catch the recording for the rest of this call. No big deal, but like, I'm telling you right now, because here's the cool thing about it. We're also able to shift how we feel showing up for our business when you start showing up with joy. When you're tying the kinetics of what it feels like with the actual activity, you start to really believe in what you're doing feels good instead of feeling kind of like a chore or feeling like this is a waste of my time. You decide to shift that by giving yourself like that experience. Because ultimately, like, the superpower to this, I guess the only magical thing, if you want to say, is that, like, it's already there. You've already had this all along. You just haven't had it yet. It's the power of yet. So whatever your goal might be in the business, understand that when you're sitting down to show up to it. So something that we can do, and I'm just curious if you will participate in the chat, this would be cool, but who has ever had an experience with something that you wanted and you didn't have it yet, but it just kind of showed up? Like, it literally, like, it could be small, your husband, I love that stuff. Name the experience if you want. I just think it's pretty interesting. Kim Zamponia, she experiences orchids. I saw her for a minute. She experiences orchids. Literally, she experiences orchids. I've been with her 3 different instances. Losing a job, your keto Jeep, Australia, the business, current home, gypsy life. Perfect. Fertility success, all these things. And here's the thing too. I'm hearing 90% incredible things and 10% not incredible things, because it can go the other way as well. So understand that. Again, it's your language and how you're framing it. So now let's look at our DMOs, okay? I don't know what your specific DMOs are. I know what my specific DMOs are. And when you are sitting down to do your DMOs, I'm going to encourage you 2 different things. And if you have a pen and paper, this is just cool. Okay. This is just super cool. And it's actually a quick tip I'll give you for something that calms nerves. If you want to show up and experience your DMOs, you are going to be sitting in your DMOs and experiencing it. Choose the feeling that you want to feel as you're going into your inbox. Are you choosing that your inbox is a blessing, or are you choosing that your inbox is a deserted island? Which one? Is it a blessing? Is it a deserted island? Okay. I want you to choose how people are experiencing their 10 days. Not even that. How many people on here want to build a team? Like, you just want to build a freaking team and run with people. Are you telling yourself that you're attracting rock stars, leaders, and runners every day? Kendra McMurphy said that on a call in 2017. And I was like, I'm getting chills right now. I wrote that on a Post-it and I slapped it on my wall right next to my desk. I said, I attract rock stars, runners, and leaders every single day. I attract rock stars, runners, and leaders every single day. If you understood how many actual hours I have spent of my life walking around my house in that tiny little house in North Carolina, chanting, I attract rock stars, leaders, and runners every single day. Oh my God, that's crazy. When I'm in the lowest of lows, you can catch me screaming it like an actual maniac, okay? To where I feel it. Like, I feel it in every part of my body, full-blown chills happening right now. Guess what happens, guys? I can't keep rock stars, runners, and leaders out of my inbox. I can't keep them out of my business. They continue to show up. And do you want to know why? Because I attract rock stars, leaders, and runners every single day. It's just what I do. Did I know that until I believed it, until I started to choose to believe that? Absolutely not. And that's why things felt different. They felt hard. How do I get people? I just need to go get people. I need to trick them into the hole in my front yard. No, I attract rock stars, leaders, and runners every single day. It's as simple as that. Okay, so it's a practice, right? Is this making sense? Everyone feeling good? I love it. Blanca, she cries in the chants. I've cried like a crazy person chanting this too. Okay, so something now, when you're experiencing your DMOs, you're experiencing them. Let me give you something real quick. If you're just sitting down and you want to turn off some of the emotions, some of that like who's maybe had an experience in their inbox that you're just like, why don't you drive to my house and tell me what you think about ketones? We'll have that conversation in my driveway, Linda, because I didn't like your tone. Has anyone had that before? No? Okay, perfect. Just me? That's fine. No, I see your little hands. I get it. Okay, things that you can do to turn that off, because that will take you into a shitty direction as well. Sorry for the language. Something you can do, envision wherever you are in the moment it's happening, okay? Like, you remember those little shoebox things that we would make for projects as kids, where you would set up like the actual scene from whatever the book was, and you would make I can't remember what it's called. Whoever remembers, put that in the chat. Okay, yeah, right, Kelsey? Here's the thing. Picture right now, you wherever you are. Are you in your car? Are you in your office? Are you in your living room right now? Instead of looking at me and feeling this, a diorama. Thank you. Instead of that, look from above down, okay? Just observe where you are downward. When I've been asked to host calls, when I've been asked to get on stages, when I've been asked to do anything that makes my stomach want to fall out of my butt and me vomit in front of a bunch of people, I intentionally, every single time, take myself out of that feeling. I cut the energy and I look downward. Keto Academy more in Louisville, when I had to go out there and it was 2-minute notice and I was like, and instead I stood in the back quiet and I closed my eyes and I stopped picturing myself looking at the stage. I pictured myself in the diorama from above, just looking down. I was just observing little people sitting there and me sitting back there and me to go out there. It deadens, okay? It will cut off that energy, the good energy, the bad energy, the nervous, whatever. Okay, so yeah, it's incredible and it works so, so well. So that's how you can take this to your advantage too, if you start seeing and feeling that energy going in the other direction. By the way, I'm gonna just say it. I've got 5 minutes left. Do I have your permission to go 5 minutes over on this call? Are we good? I got 90% of thumbs up and little heads. Okay, cool. Because I don't want to rush through this because it's just good shit. It's just good. It'll make you so excited. Like, once I learned this, once I finally got it, things just felt different. How I showed up to the business, every day felt different. So, okay. So what you can do is to tie into having a positive experience with your business, you get to envision how it's going to feel first. Okay. You get to have that intention set when you sit down, just as Kelsey spoke about. You can envision how people are going to respond to your messages. You're going to envision the rock stars, leaders, and runners flooding your inbox. You're going to experience everyone loving ketones. You're going to get to feel that and experience that first. Now understand, here's probably the most important part. All of this feels good right now, right? Y'all feel good? I'm hoping. We're good. Okay. The law of activity is way more important than this, because if you get off this call, or if you get hyped up from listening to personal development, or from a Rhino Run call when someone just gave you all the goods, if you're like, that felt so good, woo, can't wait to just like experience things now, and then you don't show up and do any work, you will not see business growth. Okay, the law of attraction is absolutely nothing without the law of activity. You have to physically do the work. Okay, Jim Carrey said it once. He's like, you can't envision incredible things and then sit down and eat a sandwich. Okay, you have to like envision it and take some action. What does that look like for you? So here are a couple things that I think would be really cool for us to do. I have basically one call to action, but it's going to be a 3-part call to action. It's nothing complicated. What I would love for you to do after this call, and more likely than not, I would assume actually after this call is going to be the most impactful while you're in this energy. I would write out an enormous, big, scary, hairy business goal, like the goal, the one that you're like, okay, write it out. Then secondary, I would like you to write a smaller business goal. Okay. And I won't know what that looks like, and you don't need to share it below. This is for you. And then the third thing that I want you to write out is something super kind of small and almost silly, but something that is like, it's actually obtainable, but it's not something that would just like happen for no reason. Like someone, there was a great example, like, Amanda, I've seen her share it where she's just like, I want a bacon chicken sandwich for dinner. I just want a bacon sandwich for dinner. And like, she's thought about it. And then like her husband brings her home chicken and bacon sandwiches. Okay. Like it's just funny, but like, that's a good example. Like what are things like Kim seeing orchids? Me, once I was obsessed with, I wanted to see purple flowers. So I started to test out thinking about purple flowers all the time. And guess what? I don't think it was all my Raz. I think it was because things were just aligning, because I want to see purple flowers. So what you're going to do is with these 3 different things, not to overwhelm you, okay, to simplify here, you have 3 different things right now that I would like for you to sit down and spend, you can set a timer if you want, spend 3 minutes closing your eyes, experiencing each of these 3 things. Okay? Huge business goal, cool, smaller business goal, something completely unrelated to business. Okay. And it could be really cool. Like you can call whatever the hell you want in right now. I'm just telling you, it's pretty powerful. Because when you start practicing that, you will start to realize how amazing these things feel, and you will invite more of them in. And what is really, really cool is once you start seeing how impactful this is and creating those wins within your mind, you will start to dream bigger. It will go further. Your belief will just continue to grow to where your language, even if you catch yourself, like I caught myself in the kitchen, you will be so aware of it. You're like, oh man, I'm calling the wrong thing in. Let me shift and refocus. If you have children, imagine if you added the word yet to every sentence where you were doubting yourself, and your children are listening to that. Imagine how impactful that will be to them. Imagine when your kid says, I can't do this. You'd be like, oh, babe, you can't do it yet. You can't do it right now, but you can't do it yet. Don't worry. You're going to get this. Like it gives people freedom, the ability to dream and believe that they can still accomplish something. So that is it. And I hope that gave you, as some people are like, well, that was emotionally draining. Okay. But I'm telling you, it's just incredible. It's so powerful. And showing up to your business with that is going to look different. It's going to feel different. And 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, every single thing that you could possibly be sitting down and experiencing, you will actually be looking at. I'm just telling you right now, but you're going to decide what's there, and you got to show up for it. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. So that's it.
Awesome. Oh, you guys, how amazing was that? Like, put both your hands up if you got so much out of that today. Katie, I got so much out of it. I'm like highly emotional this morning, and I cannot wait to shut this Zoom off and go spend time going through that. It's happening right after this Zoom. So thank you so much. Thank you for your preparation you put into it. And guys, I want you right now to close this up. I want you to get your little fingers ready on the chat, okay? I saved the recognition till the end. I want you, if something happened this weekend in your business and you need to recognize somebody, I want you to do that in the chat right now, okay? And then we're going to do something else. So anything happened this weekend? Do we need to recognize anyone? Were there any breakthroughs? You know, maybe somebody got a new promoter or someone got a new customer or somebody broke through a goal. All right, Christy Jones, R5, a new champ. Caitlin Hull showed up. Susanna Hoshutter, Billy Walker, new promoter. MVPs from, Diane Kelly Jones. People are pre-selling. Angie Mining, sold lots of trials. Lindsay Stroud, Amy Eckert for Breakthrough My Business. Karen Jim Whitmer for Crushing It. Delaney Wall, Brian Wiedmer, Mandy Turnbull, Sharon G, Abigail Overwhelm My Zoom at Brittany Cooley, Nicole Mendez, woohoo from Anna Justice, Danielle Eaton, Patty Steele. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Okay, now Lauren O'Neill, killing 10 days, Sharina Varney. Great job, everyone. Okay, here's the next thing I want you to do. I want you to recognize yourself like this is the last day of February. And I want you to think about what you want to recognize yourself for. Is it a new volume number? Is it a rank you broke into? Is it a new teammate you helped get MVP? Is it, what is it? Be specific. This is about you. I want you to recognize yourself. And I want you guys to read it because this is going too fast for me. Tiffany, going to rank 6, going to rank 4, going to rank 6, rank 2, rank 3. I'm a rank 3, helping 3 teammates hit MVP. I want to recognize rank 2. I finally hit a pro champ and showed it for myself every day. Rank 6, MVP. Rank 3, I'm a rank 8. You did it. I'm an MVP. Rank 4, rank 3, I'm a rank 8. I'm a new promoter. I got a new promoter. I'm a rank 6, I'm a COC. Helped 4 to get to MVP. I'm a rank 8, I'm the COC. Someone loves this energy. I'm growing my team. I'm a rank 6. I will sign on a new promoter. I did sign on a new promoter. I'm an MVP factory. I'm not missing my DMO. I did not miss my DMO in February. I helped a teammate go to the next rank. Showed up daily. Like the language is, we did it. We got it. Not going to, we're there. Okay, so Katie, thank you. I can't wait to get off and do this. Hey guys, tomorrow it's going to be another hot day. Kendra McMurphy is going to bring us our Zoom on attraction, and then get ready to do the invite into the Keto 101. It's 7:15 Central Time. And, that's important. We can invite into that. We can work towards it today. So with that being said, we will see you back on the call tomorrow morning, 11 CST, 12 EST. Have a great day.